Hello and welcome to On the Mat with Lydia. That's me. Whatever has brought you to your yoga practice today, you are very welcome here. Today's class is a complete chair yoga practice. So this is a great, more gentle and supportive way to practice our yoga postures. And this chair yoga practice will serve you through any level of yoga practice, through any age or season of your life. So in this practice, of course, we'll be using a chair, so please grab one if you don't already have one. And I recommend placing it on top of your yoga mat so that it's not slipping around while you're practicing. We will be sitting on the chair, we'll be standing behind it, using it for support, and we'll also be using it while getting down on our mats. So whenever you're ready, let's get on the mat, let's get started. We're going to start off sitting away from the back of the chair. So scoot yourself a little bit closer towards the front of that chair seat, and then plant the soles of your feet flat onto the ground. If you have a higher chair, you can always slide something like blocks or pillows under your feet so that you feel that support. Wiggle your toes a little bit here and then relax them down as you push the soles of your feet into the earth and sit up a little bit taller. If it feels safe and comfortable for you here, you can close your eyes. Otherwise, keeping your eyes open, finding a nice soft gaze in front of you. And as we arrive here for our practice today, take a moment to feel your feet on the floor, your sits bones rooted into your chair, and the crown of your head lifting up towards the ceiling, giving you this sense of lightness in your body. We're going to begin our practice today, as we start many of our yoga practices, with the breath. So I invite you here to bring one hand onto your belly. Just a gentle hand there, spreading the fingers wide, continuing to sit up nice and tall. Might even feel nice to use your other hand to grip the side of your chair for a little extra support. And with your hand on your belly, perhaps you can feel a little bit more into this rise and fall of your breath. So noticing that as you naturally inhale, breath moves in through your nostrils and down into your belly, creating this expansion like you're blowing up a balloon. And on your exhale, there's this natural action of releasing, letting that air out of the balloon, sending that breath back out through your nose. Again, just following that inhale as breath comes in, expanding the belly, ribs, and chest. And following your exhale as breath moves out, releasing through your belly, relaxing through your chest and shoulders. Now with that hand on your belly, take an inhale, feel your belly rise into the palm of your hand. And with your exhale, use your hand to gently press into your stomach, helping press that air up and out. So again, inhaling, relax the hand, let the belly expand. As you exhale, gently push in, getting that navel a little bit closer towards your spine, encouraging that action of the core. Let's do that a few more times just to really feel, become aware of your breath here. Breathing in and gently pushing as you breathe out. One more here, let's all inhale and exhale. Bringing that hand away from your belly now. We'll continue to find that awareness of the breath, but now let's start to add a little bit of movement. So if you have your eyes closed, you can flutter them open, come back to the space. Continuing to sit tall, keeping your lower body rooted. Let's take the next inhale to expand the belly and use that expansion to lift your arms, sweeping all the way up to the sky. As you exhale, feel that release, relaxing your chest, your shoulders, using that to lower your arms down. Again, with your in-breath, expanding through your belly, sweeping your arms up. Find that lift. And as you exhale, feel that relax, release as the arms lower down. One more just like that. Inhale, expand and lift. Exhale, relax and lower. Beautiful. Hands will come onto your thighs as the arms come down. This time with your inhale, roll your shoulders back. As you do, push your chest forward and maybe lift your chin a little if that feels okay for your neck. Take another breath in here, really stretching through the heart space. As you exhale, begin to round your spine back. So hands holding on to the legs, belly moving back, and chin tucking in. Now with your breath, inhale, rock your chest forward, draw your shoulders back, maybe look up. As you exhale, hold onto the thighs, round your spine back. One more here, inhale, pushing against the thighs as your chest comes forward. And exhale, rounding back as you tuck your chin. Now inhale, come back to your nice tall spine, drop your shoulders down your back. We're going to put those two movements, those two flows together. So with your next inhale, feel that expansion of the belly as you lift your arms all the way to the sky. Maybe look up towards your thumbs. As you exhale, arms release down, hands coming to your thighs, start to round your spine back. Now take an inhale here, drawing your belly button back. As you exhale, begin to slide your hands down your legs as you fold over your thighs. So coming down any amount to feel that stretch through the back body. With your next natural inhale, slowly rise up the same way you came down. So hands sliding along the legs, sitting out nice and tall, settle in with your exhale. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms sweep out and up. Maybe look up. Exhale, arms come down, hands finding your thighs as you round your spine back. Take a breath in here. As you breathe out, start to fold forward. Hands come down the line of your legs. Inhale, slowly rising right back up. Find that nice tall spine and use your exhale to root down through the legs. One more time. Inhale, sweep up, reach up. Exhale, hands come down as you round your spine back, catching your thighs. Little in-breath here. As you exhale, round it forward. Come on down into your fold. Take an inhale to slowly rise back up. Take your time sitting tall. Exhale, settle your shoulders down your back. Now this time, let's inhale to sweep both arms to the sky. As you exhale, bring your left hand down to grab the edge of your chair. Use that right arm to reach up and over, finding a side bend. So getting heavy through that right leg, reaching through your right arm to feel this space in your right side waist. Take another inhale right here and stay for your exhale. Next inhale lifts you back up through center, both arms to the sky. Exhale, switch sides. Right hand grabs your chair, left arm reaches up and over. Beautiful. Heavy through your hips, light through your heart. Taking another inhale to feel that stretch. And exhale. Inhale draws you back up through center. Get nice and tall. This time as you exhale, turn your chest to the left. Right hand to your thigh, left hand to your chair. Gentle twist. Keeping your hips pointing forward, turning just through your rib cage here. Little release through the spine as you inhale. Use your exhale to unwind, turn your torso back to center. Other side, inhaling to sweep your arms out and up. With your exhale, turn to the right, left hand to your thigh, right hand to your chair. Gently drawing your right shoulder back, gently hugging your navel towards your spine. Feel into this twist as you inhale and release with your exhale, coming back to center. Beautifully done. From here, I'm going to turn my chair just so that you can see this next move. You can stay just as you are. So continuing to sit right there at the edge of your chair, nice and tall through your spine. Keep your left leg as is, rooting through your left foot. Start to reach that right leg forward. So lengthening through the leg, nice soft bend in your knee. Flex through that right foot, so point your toes to the sky. And then point your toes down, feel that stretch through the top of the ankle. Let's add some breath as you inhale, flexing the foot. As you exhale, pointing your toes down. Nice gentle movement here as you inhale, toes up. And exhale, toes down. 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Last one. Exhaling to point your toes down. Feel that stretch. Now find somewhere in between that flex and that point. Kind of relaxing the foot here. Take an inhale to sit up tall once again. As you exhale, start to bend that right knee and lift your right foot any amount away from the floor. Beautiful. Dropping that right foot down with control. Let's take an inhale here. Use your exhale to lift your right knee. Inhale to lower, finding the breath with our movement. And exhale to lift any amount. Again, inhale, dropping your foot down. Exhale, lifting your knee up. One more time, inhale, drop it down. Exhale, lift the knee. This time, if it feels good, you can bring your hands to your shin or your thigh. Draw that knee a little closer to your chest and curl in towards that right thigh. Gently dropping your chin towards your chest, bringing your heart forward. Let's take another inhale here. As you exhale, gently release, bringing your right foot back down to the floor. Maybe pause for a moment, notice how you feel in that right leg versus your left. And then once again, hands will grip the outer edges of your chair. Let's send that left leg forward this time and flexing the toes, pointing your toes to the sky and then pointing the toes down. Feel that stretch. Adding your breath when you're ready, inhaling to point the toes up and exhaling to point your toes down. Going at your own pace as you inhale and exhale. 2 more times, really feeling that stretch through the ankle. Inhale and exhale. Last one, inhale, pointing the toes up and exhale, pointing the toes down. And relaxing through your ankle, find somewhere in between for your foot to rest. Take an inhale right here. As you exhale, bend into that left knee and lift your leg any amount away from your mat. Inhale, slowly lower down, coming back to neutral. And as you exhale, lift your knee. Let's keep this going. Inhale to lower down with control. Exhale to lift, using your core to help you, drawing belly button to spine. 2 more. Inhale down. Exhale up, feeling that strength of the left leg. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, and this time maybe grabbing onto that left leg, bringing your knee a little closer to your chest and rounding towards that left thigh. Little stretch into the back body here as you breathe in and breathe out to release that left foot back down to the mat. Beautifully done. Sitting up tall, drop your shoulders back. Let's take a breath in and breath out. From center, we're going to turn towards that right side of your mat. Scoot yourself back slightly on your chair so that your right thigh is resting on the seat of your chair. That left leg is going to move back behind you as we come into a lunge shape here. So again, you can see that right thigh resting on the seat of the chair. Right knee is bent, ankle is under the knee. Both hips are facing that side edge of your mat. Hands are on my chair for support. Find your nice tall spine as you draw your belly in, knit your low ribs together. And then lengthen that left leg back, perhaps keeping a small or big bend in your knee for today. Getting a sweet stretch here for the hip flexor. Feeling strength through the legs. Feel this lift through your spine. You might even like to reach one arm to the sky, see how that feels. Perhaps both arms lift to the sky today. Keep hugging your hips together, hugging your navel towards your spine. And as always, keep breathing. Let's take another inhale here in our lunge. As you exhale, gently release your arms down if you had them lifted. From here, that right leg is going to stay the same. We're going to turn the hips open so that we can drop the left heel down and turn the left toes to face the side of your mat. So finding a warrior 2 stance in our legs now. Finding length through that back leg, pushing through the foot. Maybe hands stay on your chair, or perhaps you'd like to reach out into a T. Beautiful. Feeling this opening through the hips, keeping that lightness up through your torso as best you can. Now let's take an inhale right here. As you exhale, drop that left hand down, reach your right arm up, and find reverse warrior. Stretching through your side waist as you take another inhale here. And exhale. Beautiful. One more inhale, reaching through those right fingertips. And exhale, slowly come back through warrior 2, arms spread wide. When you're ready, hands will release back down to your chair. Back knee will bend as you slide that left leg forward to meet your right. Nice. Turning back to center. Let's meet once again, sitting up tall, feet planted. Take an inhale to sweep your arms to the sky. And as you exhale, turn towards that right side of your mat, finding that same twist we did before. So one hand on your thigh, the other hand onto your chair. Stay here, or you can slide that left hand down your right leg and reach that right arm towards the sky. Finding a little bit more expansion as we twist, keeping your feet pushing down, your hips rooting back. You got it. Take another inhale here. As you exhale, slowly release that right hand to your chair. Take an inhale to roll yourself back up to a nice tall spine. And then exhale, release your twist, coming back through center. Well done. Let's take that whole sequence to the other side. So this time we're going to be turning to face that left edge of the mat, scooting yourself so that the left leg is completely resting on the seat of your chair, and then sending that right leg back behind you. Let's move towards our lunge. So once again, that left foot is rooted down, knee about stacked over ankle. Your thigh is supported by your chair. Turning that right hip to face forward in line with your left so that we can find that sweet stretch of our lunge. Now remember, your back knee can be bent if that feels better for you today. Make sure to check in with your hips, your knee, your low back to see what feels best for you. Now as we settle into our lunge, perhaps you'd like to venture that one arm to the sky, see how that feels. And maybe your other arm wants to join the party, reaching up towards the ceiling. Wherever you are, take another inhale here. As you exhale, gently release the arms down if you had them lifted. Let's move slowly through this transition into Warrior Two. So opening your hips, let's drop that back heel down, turn the toes towards the side of your mat. So those left toes stay pointing forward, the right toes are facing the side. Now once you feel that opening of the hips, that support still underneath that left thigh, then maybe the arms stretch out into a T shape. Looking out over those front fingertips as you take a breath in and breath out. Another inhale here in your Warrior Two. And as you exhale, drop your right hand to your right leg, sweep your left arm to the sky, finding Reverse Warrior. Beautiful. Legs are not changing. We're still rooting through the feet, feeling that opening through the hips. Now adding that sweet stretch through the left side body. Let's take another inhale right here. And as you exhale, slowly make your way back to Warrior Two. Stay for as long as you'd like, but when you're ready to come out of this pose, gently release your hands to your chair. Bend into that back knee and turn yourself once again to face the side. Legs come together. Awesome. Coming back to center when you're ready. Sitting yourself up nice and tall, rooting through your feet as you take an inhale to sweep your arms up. As you exhale, turn to the left, take your twist. Right hand to your leg, left hand to your chair. Stay right here, or if you'd like, start to slide that right hand down your left leg, keeping your chest turning towards the side. And then maybe that left arm wants to stretch towards the sky, finding your wingspan here through the arms. Wherever you are, feeling that release through your spine as you twist. Taking another inhale here. Use your exhale to release that top arm. If you had it lifted, come back to your chair. Now inhale to slowly rise, staying in your twist for now. That exhale will unwind our twist, bringing us back to center. Beautiful. Hands come to either side of your chair, feet plant into the floor. Let's press ourselves all the way up to standing. Awesome. You're gonna come to stand behind your chair. So again, I'm just gonna turn so that you can see what's going on here. Standing behind your chair, we're gonna bring our hands lightly onto the back of the chair here, giving us some balance and some support. Pushing your feet into the floor, standing nice and tall. Let's start to pedal through our heels. So lifting your left heel away from the mat, really push through that right foot, and then switch. Start to drop your left heel as you lift your right. When you're ready, switch again, drop your right heel, lift your left, and keep that going. Drop your left heel, lift your right. Do that a couple more times, finding this kind of strut as you lift one heel and drop the other. Bringing as much weight into the hands, into the chair as you need to really feel balanced, to feel supported here. Beautiful. Now, when you're ready, we're gonna drop both heels down, stand nice and tall. We're gonna add on to that strut movement. So bringing weight towards the balls of your feet. Take an inhale to lift both heels away from the mat, any amount. And then exhale, lower down nice and slow. Again, inhaling to lift your heels. And exhale to lower. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale to lift. Keep a little bend in your knees. And exhale, lower. 2 more. Inhale, you got this. Exhale. Building strength in those calves as we inhale to lift the heels. And exhale to lower. Release down. Shake it out if that feels good. Beautiful. From here, turning so that your side is next to your chair. And we're gonna start so that left leg is closer to your chair here. Working again on a little bit more balance here. So that left hand can rest on the top of your chair, or perhaps even you'd like to slide in so that your left leg is actually pressing against your chair back here. Whatever works best for you. I'm gonna start with my right hand on my right hip, and we're gonna root down through that left foot to stand nice and tall. Now please pop your right heel just like we did in those little calf raises. But this time we're gonna see if we can lift that right foot off the floor, bringing your knee up towards your chest. Now start to circle that right knee open to the side, and then drop your foot back down through center. So we're making these kind of sweeping circles through that right hip. So you can try it again whenever you're ready. Lifting through that right knee, circling the knee open, and then dropping back down through center. 3 more times here at your own pace. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to open and release. Remember, you have your chair here for support. Lean into it as much as you want to. That's what it's here for. 1 more as you inhale to lift your knee, exhale to open and release. Beautiful. Let's keep that right heel popped. Weight is staying on that left leg. And now let's turn that right knee open. We're moving into our tree pose here. So with your right knee turned out, feel that stretch through your hip. And then let's see how it feels to slide the right heel in to touch your left ankle. So just the toes of that right foot are on the floor. The heel is supported by your left leg, and we're standing up nice and tall, finding our balance. Now, while you're here, can you feel that hugging of your belly in towards your spine, just like we practiced when we were breathing earlier, gently pressing in? Awesome. Now you can stay right here. This is a beautiful place to be in your tree. You might even explore lifting an arm. If you'd like to take this a little bit farther, you also have the option to slide that right foot up to your inner left calf. So just a little bit higher, lifting away from the floor, requires a little bit more balance. We're keeping that right hip open, and we're making sure not to put our right foot on the left knee. We're staying below the knee joint here. Once again, finding your balance, finding your core. It also helps a lot to look at something that's not moving to help you keep your balance. And we'll be here for about 3 more rounds of breath in whatever version of tree pose you choose. It's totally okay to come out of your tree a little bit earlier than what I cue. And maybe you explore lifting an arm, maybe both if you're feeling wacky. Let's take another inhale right here. As you exhale, gently, gently release, bringing that right foot down onto the floor. Shake it out, wiggle a little bit if that feels good. And then we're going to take that to the other side. So turning once again to face your chair, and then keep turning until your right leg is the one closer to your chair. So again, I'm just going to turn so I can face you. You should already be good to go. So now we have that right leg up against the chair, right hand resting on the top of it. We're going to pop that left heel and start to see how it feels to shift weight into that right leg. So lifting up nice and tall, making sure that the hips aren't swinging out to either side, but we're keeping everything stacked and centered. Then we'll start to play with lifting that left knee up any amount off the floor, circling that left knee open, and then dropping it back down to the floor. Let's do that again. Inhaling to lift your knee, doesn't have to be high. Exhaling to circle open and drop down. 3 more times, noticing how you feel here in this left hip. You got it. You have your chair for balance. You have your breath to keep you centered. Awesome. About 1 more here as we inhale to lift and exhale to circle open. Drop that left foot down. Beautiful. Keeping the left heel popped, we're going to start to turn that left knee to point out to the side. So opening through that hip. And then when you're ready, see how it feels to slide your left heel in to meet your right ankle. It's a lot of left and right, I know, so we'll do our best here. But left heel meeting the right ankle as you stand nice and tall. Again, finding that sweet core support, hugging into center to help you stand a little bit taller. And you can stay right here, maybe exploring some movement through the arms, maybe even lifting away from that chair for a moment, see how that feels. If you'd like to try lifting that left foot up to your inner calf, you can slide on up, keeping the hip open, and again, avoiding that knee joint. Pressing your foot into your leg, pressing your leg back into your foot, and finding yourself standing tall. About 3 more rounds of breath. You can always come out sooner if you'd like. Making sure your breath stays steady. So even though we're trying to be still, we're trying to balance, we want to make sure we're not holding the breath, right? Beautiful. Let's take another inhale here in our tree. As you exhale, slowly release, dropping your arms, dropping the left foot. Shake it out, take a little wiggle if that feels good. Beautiful. When you're ready, you're going to walk yourself around to the front of your chair now. So coming towards that seat side of your chair. And we're going to use our chair for a little gentle stretch as we make our way down onto the mat. So one hand to either side of the seat of your chair and start to walk your feet back. So as your feet walk back, feel your spine get a little bit longer. Keep walking the feet until you can stack your hips over top of your ankles and lengthen out through your spine. A little chair version of our downward facing dog here as you grip onto the chair, root down through your feet, and really send your hips back. Stretching, breathing into the sides of your waist. into your low back, your hips, the backs of your legs. Let's take another inhale here. And exhale completely. When you're ready, start to walk your feet a little bit closer to your chair once again. Hands are going to stay on that seat. And we're just going to use the support of the chair to slowly lower ourselves down onto the mat, eventually coming all the way to a seated position here. Beautiful. So if your chair is not already oriented this way, we're going to turn our chair so that the seat is facing the long edge of the mat. So facing out. It should be sideways to you. And we're going to move that chair so that it's a little bit more towards the side of our mat here, a little bit away from us. And then when you feel ready, we're going to sit back and straddle the legs. So opening out into a little V shape here. You can separate your legs as much or as little as you want to today. Lifting up tall onto your sits bones, sitting up just like we did when we were on our chair. So hands can be beside your hips, lifting your spine towards the sky. Now maybe your knees want to bend a little or a lot. That's a-okay. You can stay sitting up tall right here, breathing and feeling this stretch. Or if you want, we're going to add a little fold over each leg. So if you want to add that fold, let's take an inhale here. As you exhale, hands come to your right leg. Start to fold your chest over your right thigh. So I like to slide my hands down my leg so I have support the whole way through. If you prefer, you can have your hands on the ground surrounding that right leg. Thinking about drawing your nose forward towards your toes, bringing your heart towards that right knee, and folding down only as far as your body wants to go here today. Let's take another breath in and breath out. Again, inhale here and exhale. Last one as you inhale on this right side and exhale to release. With your inhale, slowly rise up the same way you came down, using your hands for support and coming back through center. Remember, you can stay here in center the whole time. You're still getting the benefits of the pose. If you want to add that fold on the left side, let's go. So inhaling nice and tall. As you exhale, hands come to that left leg. Let's start to fold down. Hands are there for support as you reach your heart forward, starting to bow down over that left thigh. Your hips are staying rooted into the ground. They're not moving here as you lengthen your spine forward. And as you find some stillness here, perhaps bending that left knee, perhaps holding on to your calf or bringing your hands onto the mat. Let's find 3 more rounds of breath for this stretch. Inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose or mouth. Again, inhale and exhale. Last one here, inhale. And let it out, exhale. Using your next natural inhale to slowly rise up, sitting up nice and tall, coming back to your straddle, nice. One leg at a time, let's bend into our knees, planting soles of the feet onto the floor. Scoot yourself up so that your toes are just about meeting your chair legs. And then slowly lower yourself down onto the ground. Coming all the way to lay on your back here. As you push down through the soles of your feet, drop your shoulders into the mat. We're going to take 3 rounds of our bridge pose before we take our final rest for the day. So anchoring through the soles of your feet and through your upper arms. Take your next inhale to lift your hips any amount away from the floor. Lengthening your tailbone towards your heels and dropping the back of your head towards the mat. Take another breath in as you lift, feel that back bend. And exhale to slowly lower back down to your mat. Beautiful. Getting ready to do that same thing again. Use your inhale to rise up any amount away from the floor. Stay for your exhale here. Knees pointing straight forward, strong through the hips. Taking another breath in. And as you breathe out, release your pelvis back to the mat. Just one more time like that, taking your inhale to rise your hips. Pushing through your feet, pushing through your upper arms. Feeling this stretch through the entire front line of your body. Let's take another breath in. And breathe out to relax, release, come back to your mat. Beautiful. Take a breath in right here, resting on the earth. And breathe out. Now from here, we're going to move into our final resting pose for the day. If you already know a final resting pose that you really enjoy, maybe your corpse pose, your shavasana, you can go there now, making yourself comfortable. I have a little variation for us to try with the chair today if you want to. So we're going to lift ourselves up onto the forearms, and we're going to scoot so that we're all the way up against the chair. So your hips are going to come to the base of your chair. Your legs are going to come up onto the seat so that your calves are resting here on the seat of your chair. I like to have my knees just about at the edge of the seat because it just feels a little bit more natural to have that angle there. Now, once you feel good here, you can lower yourself back down onto your back. Once again, calves are resting on the seat of your chair. Hips are as close to your chair as you can get them, really. Then resting your spine onto the mat. Arms can relax wherever they feel most natural. And let's wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes a little bit here. And then let your fingers and toes come to stillness. Let them relax. Relaxing through your ankles and your wrists. Relaxing your legs and your arms. Relaxing around your hips and your pelvis. Softening your belly and your low back. Relaxing your chest and your shoulders. Relaxing your neck, your jaw, your forehead. Softening the space around your eyes and allowing your eyes to close. Letting yourself come into this place of rest and relaxation. This is your time to really soak in everything that this chair yoga practice has to offer you today. Letting your body feel all the amazing things that it's done. letting your breath come back to a natural rhythm, a natural pace. And as best you can, allowing your mind to settle into this calm. Allowing this peace to enter your body, your mind, your heart. As we rest for another minute or so together. And I invite you to enjoy some stillness and silence here. I'll let you know when it's time to come out of the pose. All together, let's take a breath in and breath out. You, of course, are free to stay here longer if this feels good for you today. And if you're ready to come out of this pose, we'll start by wiggling the fingers and toes once again. Feeling once more where your body is supported by your mat and by your chair. And moving slowly, begin to bring your legs off of your chair, drawing your knees a little closer to your chest, and slowly rolling onto either side of your body, passing through this sort of fetal position here. Eventually use your hands to press up into a seated position, either sitting on your mat or sitting up into your chair once again. As best you can, keeping your body relaxed, letting your eyes remain closed or let your gaze be soft. And if it feels right for you, I welcome you to bring your hands together in front of your heart. Gently bowing your head towards your hands in a sign of gratitude. Thanking yourself for making your way to your mat today. For taking this time just for you. And I thank you so much for meeting me on the mat. Until we meet again, namaste. Be well.